So before I say what I'm going to say, I just want to put out a disclaimer. It's kind of like a general thing, which is um, your own specific situation should always be taken into account, and a lot of the things that I may say are helpful to me. The same things in other situations have often also been harmful to me and could be harmful to others. So, just keep in mind, yourself, balance, etc. Um, anyways, I was at the gym this morning and it was like a crazy fantasy day. I oftentimes fantasize about like sexual acts when I'm at the gym. And this started this actually started back in high school. Oh gosh, sorry. It's it happens more often when I'm like inside, like on a machine versus like when I'm outside. But I would do it sometimes when running outside too. But anyways, I'll like think about some kind of like, sexual thing act that either like has already happened or like I would like to happen or like whatever. And use it for motivation to keep doing what I'm doing, because like you have to be physically fit to like have sex in a lot of different ways. And so I was doing that today, and dude, the things that were going on in my head, I kept noticing that I was like, breathing like in line with the fantasy. And I was like, oh my god, the people around me, if they're not like wearing loud enough headphones, are probably like, why is she breathing like that? Sometimes I like worry that I like say things out loud. Sometimes I worry that I say things out loud that like are happening in my head, in my sexual fantasies when I'm at the gym. I don't know if I've ever said that out loud before. It's true, especially when, these twins. It started that they would just go to the gym at the same time as me a lot, and then like I actually started having sex with them. Um, and oh my god, I would like the, the fantasies in my head, like when they were actually there, would be like insane. Because like most of the time before that, like the person wasn't actually there. It was just like thinking about things. I digress. So I'm like thinking about like doing crazy shit. Like, I mean, not crazy shit, but like like things that I like to do that require me to like have the strength to do it. Like standing sex. Standing sex is like one of my favorite things, and I don't mean when I'm standing. I mean when the big strong man that I'm fucking is standing and holding me, because he has to be able to stand and hold me, and I had to be able to work. And so I was thinking about like that and transitioning into like cowgirl. And you know, it fucking keeps me going, man. And so that got me thinking about how um sexual ability and confidence in my sexual ability has absolutely been one of the things that has gotten me through a lot. I spoke about, you know, sexual pleasure being important a few episodes ago, and I kind of neglected to speak about the importance of like being able to bring that pleasure both to yourself and to the other person. Um, so I'm just going to talk about my own experience in this, and this is just kind of like what I was thinking about when I was at the gym. Um, so it it was something that like became important to me pretty early on. So I can't remember like what I said about my first like really sexual experience um earlier. Well, I guess I'll start even earlier. So I started like um touching myself, exploring my own body very young. In elementary school, I had my first orgasm in elementary school. Uh, yeah, I would like, you know, touch myself, and I figure, I can't believe I'm saying I figured out, you know, like where it feels good on like the clit, and you know, you can just kind of like find the right spot to like push on. You guys can do this too. Um, and you like have an orgasm. But the thing was that like I used to do that when I was a kid, but then like I was like pretty sure I like shouldn't do that. And so then like I didn't have another orgasm from like I don't know, maybe like second grade or something until like um I don't know, I can't remember if I was in high school or college when I had my next orgasm. Uh I didn't have an orgasm via another person until I was 18. God, this is like so jarbled. Okay, so 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 you know, figuring out what you like, I feel like you kind of just have to like touch around and like figure it out. So like I personally hate putting my fucking fingers inside of myself. Like, and that was the only fucking closet. So that was the only thing that like I really knew about. You know, it took me like kind of a while to like remember about like my own clit. But you know, like in high school you like explore around, and so like now I've figured out that I am not like a huge fan of skin on skin contact. Whether that skin on skin contact is like when it's like not slippery enough. And so like if ever I'm like actually directly touching myself, then but whatever. I have to like have oil on my hand, and it's the same thing when I'm like jerking a dick. I need oil on my hand or whatever, lube on my hand or something like so it's very slippery. But I actually prefer to have fabric in between. So anyway, that's what I like, you know, so like figure out what you fucking like because like Sometimes it's like really fucking easy. I need to stop swearing so much. Sometimes it's really easy to, figure out what you like. I really like masturbating in the shower. I like the way the water feels. I'm like very much a person who like when I am alone, then I don't really want anything inside of me. I hate putting like dildos and shit. I fucking hate putting that shit inside of me. I've like, like fucked around with it. Sometimes when I like really need it, then I'll like, you know, do it. But I need like one of those like ones that has like also like the clit thing. um yeah, dude, I like sex and orgasm are very different for me. Like I love getting like bang, like fucking. I don't even know what I'm allowed to say on this because I'm so used to just like recording dirty shit all the time. Am I allowed to say I love getting fucked? Whatever. Don't tell anyone if I'm not allowed to say it. Um, but I do. By like a very very now select uh type of person. So typically that type of person is not around. Um, but then when I masturbate, it's like completely different. So I figure that out about myself. I've also gone through great lengths to figure out how to please a man. I'm like pretty like very straight. I'll like have different kinds of relationships, with different genders. Um, but like as far as sexual attraction, like I need a tall, blonde, like, oh my god, I, this like perfect body. That's just what I prefer. Sometimes brunettes are fine, but like I usually prefer them blonde. Anyways, I digress. So you know what? Okay, fine. The hair color doesn't really matter. I've just been with blonde for a while. So, I was just looking at the window. Fast forward many years after I figured out how to pleasure myself for the first time. Then I figured out how I first figured out how I wanted another person to pleasure me. Um, some things never change. Um, so the same boyfriend that I lost my virginity to, was like the first person to like touch me in any kind of way other than like making out. And I like, his hand was like kind of like, I, and I like pulled it into my pants. I wanted for him to put his fingers inside of me so badly because like I knew that like I didn't like doing it myself, but I like had this like intense desire for like him to do that. And I like loved it. And I was like, oh, okay, like I guess this is what I need. um so then like a few months later, um then I did like everything else for the first time. So first he went down on me. I might have already told this story. And then I went down on him. And I was very surprised by, the cum. I feel like it was like very soon into it. Um, and I spit it out. I didn't mean to. And I was very upset with myself for spitting it out because I knew that I probably wasn't supposed to do that. I was very young. This was 15 years ago. Um, and then the second time, like a few months later. Oh, but I knew how to do it because someone had told me. Like, it's someone, like, one of the best like advice that someone ever like gave me was when I was like 13, I think. Um, then this kid that went to my school, this was like over IM. I don't even know why we're talking about this. And why he knew, because he was like 11. Maybe he was 12. Oh my god. Ugh. God, why people know this? It's so weird to think about. Anyways, this is my truth. So he told me that you like suck on the tip and like use your hand. Oh no, and then like you use your tongue and lips. On I can't even remember it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like up and down in your mouth, and then and like suck on the tip. And I think he like said something about like not leaving the balls out. I think I knew that at the beginning. Um. So, I cared about about having the ability to do this. And then with that first boyfriend, man, we were like fucking animals. I mean, obviously, like raging hormones, like attracted to each other. And we didn't see each other that much, so like when we would to like figure out what we liked, we would like talk on the phone and we would like make up like stories. And then when we'd see each other, God, our like sex life was like fucking like above our years, beyond our years, or whatever you say. Oh God. Yeah. So then I started reading Cosmo, and man, that shit was like my fucking Bible. And like now I use a lot of what I learned to do whatever the hell I want to with the male body, whether it's bring pleasure or pain. Since I now enjoy doing both of those things. Uh and I'm just so confident in my ability to do those things. To cause whatever sensation I want to in a person. And it just creates this kind of confidence that I don't think you can really get from anything else. So I have had sex with like well over 200 people. And I don't have any regrets about the ones that I did on my own accord. Um, because I just, maybe with the exception of like a few, like I really, yeah, there's an exception of a few, but like, I mean, a few out of that many, like, I chose, to have this interaction with them, and I enjoyed the interaction with them. I'm always like obsessed. Well, yeah, because of that, then like protection is important, you know? And so it's getting tested regularly. Remember, those things are very important if you're going to live a life like this. I don't really live a life like this anymore, but I did. Um, yeah, so make sure you fucking get tested regularly and be safe. Side note. Anyways, what was I saying? I buzzkill. Public service announcement here, but it is important. I'm very happy that I followed those guidelines for myself. Um, oh yeah, so I just, I loved seeing, the reaction, um, every time I I I started doing this thing like most of the time, then I oh my God. I never even thought about until just now that like well, I just described to you the first time that I had sex. He went down on me, I went down, and we like fucked around me now for a while, and then we had sex. And I don't know how I just put together that that's like what I continued to do. Like I thought I just made it up on my own. I didn't like realize without the going down on me part didn't really like happen in most of the circumstances because like again the like safety thing. Uh yeah. But I would like just yeah always want to like show off my fucking ability. Um before I like let them do anything. Um, Partly because I have to like feel turned on, like sucking your cock if I'm gonna like let you fuck me. Oh God, wait again. Am I allowed to get what I already said it? So, anyways, yeah, I read tons of Cosmo, and then I had tons of experience, so I just was like so confident in my sexual ability, which made me just like it makes the way that you just like are um feel different to people. Um my friends would always be like, didn't understand why I just always got anyone I wanted. And I honestly think that it is because of my like extreme confidence in my sexual abilities that just like radiates out of me. And so like anyone I want, all I have to do is like make eye contact with them and I think that they can just like see it. Like that girl loves to fuck and loves to do it in a lot of different ways. 'Cause that's the thing. There's so many different things that I like, and I really like doing things that other people like. And in the bedroom, like I can kind of like I'm not like super into being dominated anymore, but like I can definitely get into like a little bit of uh physical um domination. Uh and yeah, I kind of like oh, you could go to makelovenotporn.tv and search Janira's lovers. If you want to watch me having sex. Yeah. So, anyways, um, confidence and sexual ability is like seriously something that has made me continue living a lot of the time because it leads to then the ability to experience pleasure myself and to bring others pleasure, which makes me want to live. So there we go. 25 minutes later, I made my point. All right. Well, I'm Andrea Hart, also known as Junior Wolf. That's what I think about sexual ability. Um, and yeah, remember, you can always get through it.